What is up people, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be going through my weight cut for nationals, well more so over the next week. Okay, so I'm going to show you little clips from every single day over the course of next week as I try make myself drop into the 93 kilo class. So at the moment I don't really have a huge amount of work to do. I am sitting at 94 thereabouts. You will have seen my morning weigh-in already this morning. So today's Monday and I'm going to be eating on Sunday, and I weighed in 93.7 this morning. I need to be under 93 on that day, and I probably need to give myself a good bit of wiggle room because I do have my weigh-in is at 12:30 in the day. So I want to be able to make sure that I'm able to hydrate on that day, maybe have a little bit of food before I actually weigh in. So I want to be sitting around maybe 92 for Sunday. How that is going to unfold over the next few days is I will be making some adjustments to my daily food intake. Okay, so I'm going to still be eating 3,800 calories. However, protein is going to stay the exact same, but carbohydrates and fats are going to change. So I will have a reduction in my carbohydrates and an increase in my fat intake. My carbohydrates at the moment are 530. However, this week they're going to drop down to 330. The reason for that being is if we drop carbohydrates, we will see a reduction in total body weight. With carbohydrates, they are going to increase obviously total food volume, so you will hold more food in your stomach, so that's going to contribute to your total body weight. So you will have more stored glycogen within our muscles, within our liver, and when you eat carbohydrates, they're going to store a little bit more water. So for every gram of carbohydrates, you're looking at storing around 3 grams of water. So if we reduce them down, we will see a reduction in glycogen, total body water, as well as food content within your stomach. So that's the kind of strategy we're going to be taking for the first few days. And then when it comes to about 2 days out, I'm also going to be reducing fiber intake further. So my fiber intake is around the 35 to 40 gram mark. And if we reduce that, it's also then going to reduce the overall amount of bulk that's stored in my gut. Because fiber, we don't digest it, but it does add bulk to shit. So that's the kind of approach we're going to be taking. So because I don't want to also be low in energy, my overall energy intake is going to stay the same, and I'm going to be increasing my fat. So I'm going to be eating more fatty foods. So that means I'm going to be swapping out my sirloin steak for the likes of ribeye. I'm going to be using the likes of chicken thigh instead of chicken breast. But you know, I'm going to take you through that over the course of the next week and kind of show you what kind of happens with this process. Okay, and one thing to bear in mind is this is not a tool to use for long-term weight loss or even to lose body fat, because my calories are staying the same. My calories for the most part have been at maintenance for the last few months. There is going to be no reduction in actual body fat, but there will be a reduction in total body weight, and that is a very important distinction to make. Weight is your relationship with gravity, and your body fat percentage is how much body fat you have on your body. They're completely different things. Yeah, it's just one important distinction to make. So the protocol I'm using this week, if you're looking to shift body fat and actually improve your body composition, this is not the way to go about it, okay? This is specifically for performance and specifically for me to make weight at the weekend. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now, and I'll catch you in the next clip. So today is day 3 of this weight cut. So you will have seen for like the last few clips, weight went down a little bit over the last few days. So weighed in at a very heavy weight, like 94.9 on Sunday. That was following takeaway. Monday 93.7, and then kind of went down on Tuesday. Up a little bit today. Actually went up by almost half a kilo today. Not really too worried because the previous day I actually didn't eat as much kind of fiber. However, this is going to be the first day of showing what I'm going to be eating for the actual weight cut. So today is my last day of just the lower carb approach, so eating 330 grams of carbs and then just making up the rest with fat. So keeping my calories same as I mentioned, 3,800, and then from tomorrow I'm gonna also be dropping my fiber. So my fiber is around 35 to 40 grams per day. I'm probably gonna be dropping it down to around 15 for tomorrow. Keep it with the lower carb approach. So then that's gonna be 2 days of implementing that. And then I weigh in on Sunday about 12:30. So we'll see how the next 2 days go. And I'll be recording the rest of my meals and showing you my weigh-ins. So this is meal number 1. Apologies for that there sunlight. Fucking cracking day outside. But this is meal number 1. So very similar to the full day of eating I posted the last day. So still keeping up my eggs and bacon medallions and bagel. Still keeping my cranberry juice. The difference here between that and the last day is I've added in 2 more eggs, so I'm having 4 eggs in total. The oats are gone. I'll throw up the calories on the screen, can't remember off the top of my head. And this is reducing the difference in carbs by taking out the oats obviously, and then just increase the fat, adding in those 2 eggs. So yeah, this is meal number 1, and I'll chat to you in meal number 2. Have smoothie ready here. So this is actually going to be my pre-workout meal today, because my training session isn't going to be too long. Like, I have to go in and do some bench singles, so this is my last heavy bench session before competition. Looking to work up to about 160 or 162, so that's 5 or 7.5 kilos above my comp max. I have hit them in the gym before, although at a heavier body weight, so it'd be nice to do them now sitting below 93. I don't really need to have a huge kind of carbohydrate dense meal coming into this session. It's going to be very, very low volume, low effort for the most part. I mean, the singles are meant to be relatively heavy, they're meant to be like a max effort, but the overall session stress is going to be quite low, and it's going to be quite short, so I don't really need a huge amount of food on board. So this is meal number 2. I have 2 more big meals later on, and I have 1 snack in between them. So yeah, I'll catch you in the gym. So meal number 3 is coming up next. So we have a juicy ribeye. So the sirloin is gone and the ribeye is in. All right, higher fat content. That's what it's all about for today. High fat baby. Right, and then we have 300 grams of potatoes. So the last day it was 500 grams. So 300 grams now. So that's the reduction in carbs. And then we are keeping in that broccoli. So pretty much the exact same as the meal 3 that you seen the last day. That there is sunflower oil, because you know we love our polyunsaturated fats here. And then also we have some pepper and salt, because if you don't salt and pepper your steak, like, what the fuck you doing with your life? That's it. Show you when it's on. Got that bad boy almost finished. 1 minute to go, and then she'll be ready, guys. Here we go. Absolutely beautiful.
So 200 grams of whole milk and 40 grams of whey with 5 grams of sunflower oil. Yeah, sunflower oil, a bit of a weird addition, but you know, the higher fat life for now, it's gotta be done.
So final meal of the day is prepared. I am not yet a vlogger because I completely forgot to actually show you the ingredients. However, I can definitely confirm that in this I have 75 grams of white rice, I've got 2 eggs, I have 200 grams of chicken thigh, I have some onion, pepper, garlic, and then I have also kind of made like fried rice. So I use a bit of sunflower oil to fry the rice and the eggs in, and then I have 40 grams of peanut butter on that as well. So this is absolutely phenomenal. I've had it the last few nights, and I mean, if I wasn't such a high carb boy most of the time, I'd probably opt for something like this. The chicken thigh is phenomenal. So yeah, that's pretty much today's day of eating wrapped up, and then tomorrow I will show you my low fiber diet, and yeah, that's it. So fiber cut day 1. So today's Friday, 2 days out, competing on Sunday at 12:30. So modifications to the breakfast this morning is pretty much cranberry juice is staying the same quantity, keeping the same amount of bacon medallions in. 4 eggs, gonna have 10 grams of butter as well, and then the bagel is out and cream of rice is in. So the bagel, even though it is one without any seeds, it still has about 2 grams of fiber. So I'm trying to get my fiber not necessarily completely low, not like 0, but I do want it to at least be halved. This is gonna help. Probably not something I have for breakfast too often. Like, I don't really like having sweet things for breakfast, if I'm being honest. You gotta do what you gotta do, and I mean, it's easy to digest. So this will be meal number 1. So this is the cream of rice being made now, right? So to be honest, I'm not a cream of rice whiz. I know Emma is very particular about how she actually makes this. She makes it with a whisk and everything. I just like to go with the hell spoon. It's very easy to make, and like, this is a food I consume quite a bit during a gaining phase, just because it's so easy to get in a lot of calories. Like 100 grams is 340 calories. So you're getting like 77 grams of carbs, like very handily. The amount of water absorbs, it's not a terrible amount. So that's 70 grams now. Probably gonna put about 200 mils of water into it. So basically you just get your kettle. Apologies for the kettle, it is a very old one. It's a hand-me-down from my mother. So I'm gonna put in about 200 mils here. I'll put in 190, and then the next thing is just to stir. Now that is the finished product made. As you can see, it does look appealing to some extent, kind of a chocolatey bowl of mousse essentially. Now I wouldn't usually have this on its own. Like, sometimes I put dark chocolate into it, or I put berries, or you can put peanut butter, you can put pretty much anything into it, but I'm just having this on its own today with a little bit of salt, and then that's gonna be breakfast part 2. And now here is the breakfast spread all together. So I have me cranberry juice, have me eggs nice and yellow cooked in butter, bacon medallions, cream of rice, and then un botella de agua. So meal number 2 is coming up. So adjustments made from yesterday's smoothie. I'm only having 30 grams of my dark chocolate today. Dark chocolate actually does have some fiber in it, so I'm gonna cut out a square there. So for my smoothie selection, I've cut out the raspberries. I'm gonna use 75 grams of the blueberries and 75 grams of the smoothie mix. So the overall amount of fruit is cut down as well, just to reduce fiber. I've taken out the raspberries completely because they have more fiber than blueberries, and the smoothie mix is gonna be meal number 2. So I have the whey, coconut milk, and then that's pretty much it. So part of this weight cut is gonna be me getting a haircut. So we will see what it looks like after. Boom. There we go. That is the champo haircut, as they call it. So if I do not perform well this weekend, at least I look good doing it. So yeah, that's the main thing, isn't it? Like, I mean, powerlifting is all about who looks the best lifting the most weight, not about who lifts the most weight. Well, that's how I see it. Anyway, this is it. I'll see you at the next meal. So lunch is up next. So here I have 90 grams of white rice. So the potato is gone, white rice is in. For veg I have green beans, so the very fine variety to be specific. We got 3 eggs, we got a juicy ribeye. I'm gonna cook that juicy ribeye in some butter. Trying to give myself a heart attack this week? Nah, I'm only joking. My fat content has gone up significantly this week. A lot more saturated fat in the diet too. Now, this is not much of an issue in the short term, okay? Similar to the way having one salad is not gonna make you skinny, having one day or 1 week of higher saturated fat than usual is not gonna give you a heart attack, okay? The risk from high cholesterol is cumulative, okay? So that means over a long time and with multiple exposures, if you have elevated amounts, then your risk is increased. However, However, if it is something in the short term, a week, a day, a meal, you know, it's probably not going to have negative effect on your health, because what we're really concerned about here is overall diet pattern. And in the context of this week for me specifically, the short-term detriment that may be there, if there is any kind of risk, the short-term detriment is worth it, because it's unlikely this week from having higher saturated fat or more than usual in my diet that I'm going to get heart disease from this one specific week. But implementing this approach during this week is going to allow me to make weight for my competition. So again, that's an area where context is so important when it comes to nutrition. Meal number 3. I'm sorry, but this is honestly beautiful. My mouth is watering recording this video. Got that lovely juicy ribeye, baby, some fine beans for a fine man, and then we got some egg fried rice. So it looks like a ton of rice, but it's actually just 3 huge eggs. So yeah, gonna get stuck into this now, and then I have some editing to do. So yeah, see you later. So final meal of today's low carb, low fiber is 220 grams of these chicken thighs, 3 eggs, have about 15 grams of cashew nuts, 50 grams of onion and pepper, some garlic for flavor as well. And I am actually going to fry this rice. So I pre-made this already, so this is 90 grams, and then obviously salt and pepper to kind of season everything. I will also season my thighs in some soy sauce too. And then that's pretty much it. So I gotta repeat that tomorrow, and then on Sunday I'm gonna weigh in as a little skinny boy. This is the finished product, nice and crispy chicken thigh. When you eat chicken thigh after eating chicken breast for so long, you really realize how bland your taste buds are when you just eat chicken breast, because chicken thigh is so much nicer. If only the macros were better. If something tastes good, you should probably check the macros, because it's probably worse than you think. Yeah. So that is it. That pretty much wraps up this video. I'm 1 day out now. You will see from this morning I did weigh in at 92.8, so a little bit heavier than the previous day, which is not ideal. However, my adherence has been pretty much on point. My carbs have dropped, my fiber was dropped, so I just need to kind of wait it out and hope for the best tomorrow. And if I'm following the plan, I mean, it should work out for me tomorrow, and I should weigh in at under 93. Some things for you to take away from this video is that this was not fat loss this week, this was weight loss. I have dropped body weight, but I haven't lost any fat mass. My calories have stayed at maintenance, so I have not been in a deficit. I have just reduced my carbohydrate intake, reduced my fiber, and through that I have dropped body water, dropped muscle glycogen, and I've reduced the weight of food in my stomach. And then that results in me weighing less, but not necessarily changing my body composition or dropping body fat. So this is not a long-term weight reduction strategy. Okay, for that you need to be in a calorie deficit through reducing overall food amount and increasing maybe energy output. One question you may ask as well is like, who should do something like a weight cut like this? Okay, if you're a first-time competitor, I don't think it's the best idea for you to do a weight cut. I think if you sit a little bit heavier, you should go into the heavier weight class. If you sit a little bit lighter, go into lighter weight. Give yourself a few competitions to kind of find where you are, especially if you're lighter. You probably have a lot of muscle to gain, so probably just kind of eat up into a weight class and get bigger. If you sit on a weight class and you have the potential to be competitive in it, and you sit around 1 to 4% of your body weight away from that weight class, then doing some kind of short-term weight manipulation strategy like I've done this week may be of an advantage to you. However, if you're over that 4%, it's better off that you enter into a calorie deficit for 6 to 12 weeks and try to reduce total body weight and try to lose some fat mass, okay? If you are more than 4% over the weight cap, then that's going to make a short-term weight manipulation strategy a bit harder. You'll have to do a lot more suffering during that week, and it will probably negatively impact your performance. There are some weight manipulation strategies I have not discussed in this video. I have not discussed dehydrating techniques like saunas, hot baths. I have not discussed things like a water load or a water cut, because they're just things I'm not doing at the moment. In future videos, when I do those practices, I will definitely let you know and take you through them, but I think this video's run a little bit too long anyway. I want to keep it kind of short, okay? So yeah, next video is going to be competition day. You'll see if I made weight, you'll see the competition recap, you'll see me getting that 700 kilo total, and that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed the video, like, share and subscribe. I will catch you in the next one, and thank you so much for watching.